People often ask me why did I decide to homeschool my kids. It first started. I've thought about it. For many of you that don't know, I go to Calvary Temple here in Wayne, New Jersey, and they have a homeschooling organization. It's called Calvary Homeschool Organization, CHA. And doing my research, speaking to moms who homeschooled their kids, and even a lot of the youth are homeschooled there. Um, I heard, their testimonies from them, and they loved it. They were very independent, and what made me want to homeschool more was the fact that I didn't really discuss it with my husband, Chance. He was actually the one who suggested it to me, so I took that as a sign from the Lord. Like, okay, if He wants me to do it, I'll do it. Because at that time, I was ready to begin to start looking for work. This was last year, May. This year, I just made a year. And one of the main reason why I wanted to homeschool was because my oldest son at the time, he was in second grade, about 7, 8 years old, and his behavior was out of control. I don't mean like cursing and being disrespectful, just really not even active, just lazy academically, which he is brilliant. For those who know, they know him, and his behavior was like a real big problem. And it was to the point where I was just feeling like a failure, constant principal parent meetings, teacher parent meetings. It came to the point where his teacher, which I regret now, not being so informed and just standing firmly in what I believed, she even took it to the point where she put him for a few weeks. She put him in a kindergarten class where then he began to get made fun of by his classmates. And then, let me see. Then the principal had the nerve to suggest maybe it's a learning disability, and try to get me to get him evaluated, and we all know what that leads to. Oh, he may have ADD or ADHD, and when he told me that, I went off. I told him, okay, look, no disrespect, my son does not need that. What this school, what you and your staff need to do is to get a better control of him, because when he's home with me, I have control over him. And so that was the last straw. I just didn't know how to go about it. And so when my husband told me that, obviously a few years later, about maybe a year and a half later, because the school he was in here before we took him out, they were good, but I didn't see the progress that I wanted to see. I didn't see his full potential there. So I found out what I had to do to opt him out. And for many who know, they have this stupid thing called the Common Core. For many who might agree with me, school is not like it was when we were growing up. So much testing. When I was in high school, that was the biggest test we had to prepare for. And that was junior year. Here they have these poor kids testing at least like 4 times a year. And I'm not knocking any parent out there, but you gotta ask questions. Is it really necessary? It came to the point where I didn't care what he scored on the test. It is not mandatory for those tests to be taken. It's just causing our poor kids to stress more, and they don't need that. So I demanded before I took Nathan out of public school system, I demanded them, look, as long as he's doing all his homework, getting A's and B's, passing his spelling tests, bringing in his science project, any other project, all of that, not being disrespectful. I don't care about what the STARS testing is and whatnot, but yeah, I'm not condemning public school system, but with all that's happening now in the news with Obama and the transgender bathrooms and all that, now he's threatening to cut funding for schools and states who refuse to comply. I am gonna say it. Homeschooling is looking very, very good, and I am suspecting, along with many other parents who are homeschooling, the number for homeschooling is going to go so far up, and praise God for that. And a lot of people, a lot of moms can't homeschool, even though they're dying to homeschool. They think they can't because of their work. I did it. I was already looking for work. I had already uploaded my resume. Jobs were calling me back. And as soon as my husband said, honey, why don't you homeschool? I took that and ran. I opted him out within a couple of days, and I started homeschooling. I think 2 days later. I did not wait. Homeschooling does not cost money. For some people, they do spend a lot of money. Again, I'm not knocking them, but I was able to create my own curriculum. For those who need, extra activity, there's, like I said, CHA, my home church, Calvary Temple in Wayne. It's just, there are ways to do this. The devil says we can't homeschool our kids. That's the fear that the enemy puts in our mind, that we can't homeschool our kids because we have to work. You can stay home, make money, and homeschool your kids. You can raise your babies. You can raise them the correct way. You can teach them the correct way. Moms, dads, you don't have to take any learning classes or anything like that. If your heart is in it, if you believe in God to help you and guide you through it, trust me when I tell you, He will make it happen. I don't have it all together because I have a gap now. I have a 10-year-old who I do the curriculum with. He does his own computer lab classes, and then about 2-3 times a week, I have him I have lesson plans with him. And my 2 toddlers, they're doing great. That's easy to teach them. You have to be patient though with the little ones because they don't want to sit still. But it's also a blessing because there's no 9 to 5 here, which is for me, working parent. No 9 to 5 here. No 8 to 3 for the kids. The way that I teach my kids is that every second of the day, every moment of the day is a teachable moment. And for many parents who are skeptical in homeschooling their children, if your kid has not even started daycare, you have to do nothing about opting them out because they haven't been in the school system. I believe in homeschooling 100%. I believe in moms and dads. Again, this company, if I'm tiring you, I'm sorry, but this is a great opportunity to work for this company that I work for. It works global because you are your own boss. You work at your own schedule. So as my kids are doing their worksheets, writing and all that, I'm ordering products for my clients, and it doesn't interrupt my whole day. So for those who are thinking about homeschooling but fear that they can't because of work, call me, text me. We will come up with a solution with prayer first. And of course, discuss this with your spouse because as a Christian wife, we have to submit to our husbands. And prayer is the key, because if they say no, the Lord, leave that part for the Lord to do the persuading, to do the convincing. So I'm sorry I've been bombarding your timeline with videos, but it's just something that I wanted to share with you guys, and I hope that it inspires you to do your own research, and I hope to hear from some people tonight. I am a night owl. So anyway, take care and God bless.